Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to GavGoesIn. So just carrying on this greats of the game. And we're going to move on to a player, yeah, that, I think he might slip a few people's memory. I think if you're from the era that I was from, back in the the early 90s, you know, um, this is a player for me that, you know, I look at him and even myself, I kind of slept on. But when I see the kind of football that I see now, yeah, you know, it would be a breath of fresh air to see players like this, because the game for me has very much gone away from the technical players. There are some technical absolute geniuses in the game at the moment. The likes of Pedri, the Vitinhas, the Yamals, the Elises, players like that. But what I would say is this is a guy for me that I think was underrated. But he actually did win a major trophy, a major individual award. And to be honest with you, he won it over someone that I'll be happy to say as a rival. I say a rival fan, but as a Man United fan, this is a player for me that should have won it in that year, and he was pipped to it by this player. And I think. I'm not sure if you guys have worked it out by now, but I'll tell you now anyway. So that's Pavel Nedved. Pavel Nedved. Czech Republic international. And he's the guy that pipped Thierry Henry to the Ballon d'Or. It was called the World Player of the Year, but it's called Ballon d'Or now, obviously. But he's the one that pipped Henry to it. And if I'm honest with you, Henry should have won it, really. For his display in that year. But Nedved won it, and it is what it is. But Nedved was a top player, man. Obviously, started off playing for I think it was Sparta Prague in Czech Republic, and then on to Lazio. But I think he come into his own when he was at Juventus. I think that's where he won the World Player of the Year as well. But technical ability, goal scorer for midfield as well. He's I think what I liked about Pavel Nedved was I'm a massive fan of players that have composure and just calmness on the ball. And if you've got that to match with your technical ability, you usually are a top player, and that's what he was, and again, he was someone that for me was underrated, but having watched him, he was a very good player, man. And I can't remember if it was him. And I think it was. I think it was Pavel Nedved that actually replaced Zidane at Juventus, if I remember. I think he wore did he wear number 8? I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure he replaced Zidane for Juventus, But yeah, winning that World Player of the Year, man, was an eye-opener because I didn't expect it, really, because I thought Henry would have got it. But yeah, Nedved, to be fair, he was very good that season as well, so... But I thought Henry should have got it. But it is what it is. Let's go through his numbers. So obviously he started off at Sparta Prague. 124 appearances for them. 38 goals, 14 assists. Then obviously moving into Italian football for Lazio. 208 appearances, 51 goals, 30 assists. And then obviously at Juventus, 327 appearances, 65 goals, 81 assists. So, and then obviously for Czech Republic... 98 caps. I'm not quite sure how many goals and assists he got for that one, but obviously just too short of the 100 caps for Czech Republic. But again, he was another player that it was the quality on the ball. The quality on the ball, the composure on the ball. His technical ability, whether it's passing, his shooting, his game understanding as well. And again, in that era of football, a lot of the technicians their game understanding was just at a high level. In being able to know where to receive the ball, being able to know, when to play the right pass, what kind of weight of pass, they're all the things that come under game understanding, knowing when to take the sting out of games when the game's probably getting on top of the opposition. I mean, if you watch Cunha yesterday, yeah, it's a prime example, his game understanding, because he knew that Man United were under pressure, and the amount of times that he just took the sting out of the game by winning and drawing fouls, these things can't be overlooked. And players like that, like Nedved, like the Tottis, the Del Pieros, these guys had that in abundance, you know, just knowing when to kind of kill the game. And as I said, man, mad technical player, Pavel Nedved. Team, obviously, he won the Cup Winners' Cup back in the day, so Cup Winners' Cup is more or less is the European Cup, club-wise. 1 Super Cup, 3 Serie A's, I believe. I want to say that was with Juventus. I'm not sure if he won it with Lazio. 2 Coppa Italias, 3 Czech titles with Sparta Prague. And obviously with Czech Republic, they come runners-up in the Euros. I remember that. I think that was a team of Nedved, Milan Baros, Karol Poborski, Jan Koller, what's his name? Tomasz Rosicki was a bad boy. They had a serious team, yeah, if I remember. So I think that was a team that he was part of, that come runners-up in the Euros. And obviously individual, obviously the Ballon d'Or, the World Player of the Year that we spoke about. And then the Serie A Footballer of the Year. And I believe he might have won the Serie A Footballer of the Year when he won the Ballon d'Or, or the World Player of the Year. So, so yeah, that's Pavel Nedved, man. And again, Pavel Nedved, man, what a player he was, man. Top player. Again, just like Del Piero and Totti's, very rare to find a player like that in today's football, you know. But yeah, he was an absolute joy to watch, really, man, for Juventus. You know, and I said, I think he did take over from Zidane when he left. And I think the testament to Pavel Nedved is that when Zidane went, you wouldn't have noticed it because he just came in there and just slotted in. And that's testament to how good he was, you know. And then obviously the Ballon d'Or, the World Player of the Year, you know, was given to him over Henry. And for recognition of how good he was, you know. And yeah, man, I think many Arsenal fans would have thought Henry. I would have thought Henry, but never got it, you know. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Smash the like button as always. Make sure you sub to the channel. Make sure you share the channel. And give me your views on Pavel Nedved, you know, Czech Republic superstar, you know. Give me your views on if you think he deserved the Ballon d'Or, if he was from that era. Or do you think it should have gone to Henry? Because there might have been something that I might have missed out on if you think Nedved should have got it. But yeah, let me know. Smash the likes, sub to the channel, share the channel. And I'll catch you in a bit. And guys, make sure your comments come through as well, most importantly. Take it easy.